What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with Jersey Shore Zone Will Leahey, or as we like to call him, Snooky.
That's right, Ninja. Day 2, checking in from the shore. We had a celestial conflict last night, Ninja, a legitimate clash of the Titans. First time Paul Skenes faced off against Shohei Ohtani, and it did not disappoint. Just an incredibly cool situation here where Skenes blew away Ohtani on 3 straight pitches, all over 100 miles an hour. Absolute cheese whiz. And what does Shohei do on his next at bat? He takes him deep, spanks it 415 dead center. I mean, you just don't get better than this, Ninja. And then on the third bat of the night, Shohei also got a single, so I think he bested him. But Ninja, I'm genuinely curious. What was your favorite part of this whole thing? Whose side are you on? Because these are 2 of your favorite humans who ever walked the face of the earth.
I am always on the side of the pitcher. If Shohei was pitching, I'd be on the side of him. He's hitting here. Sorry. I thought that the first at bat was fantastic. I mean, they were all fantastic. This is what it's about. I had interviewed Paul Skenes a while back when he was at LSU. And don't forget, guys, he was at LSU last year, and he's doing this to the best hitters in baseball. But I interviewed him, and he had looked up to Shohei as a two-way player, modeled his game after him. So it had to be really cool to face him. And what did he do? He came out guns blazing. That was fantastic.
I've been an Angels fan my whole life. I've grown up watching Mike Trout and Albert Pujols and, in the recent years, Shohei Ohtani. So I definitely, especially with a two-way thing, definitely modeled, Shohei Ohtani as best as I can.
This actually came out against Betts doing the same thing, blowing Betts away. I thought Ohtani talking about facing Skenes after the game was interesting. He said the biggest thing wasn't the velo, it was the arm angle.
Was it what you expected?
Yeah, stuff itself was really good. As you saw in my first at bat, I couldn't really put together good swings, but overall, just really good stuff. Rather than the velo, it's really the angle and the release. So, I made the adjustment the second at bat.
For folks out there, people were crapping on Skenes' fastball shape without realizing his arm angle makes his fastball really hard to hit. Shohei picked up on it. He did adjust in the next couple of at-bats, which was great for Shohei. The home run he hit was the first time he hit a home run on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It's the fastest pitch he ever homered off of. And it's one of those things that, yes, he did do that. He caught up, but not a lot of people catch up to 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, period. Batting average against 100-mile-an-hour middle is like 250, but they're all singles. So it is very tough to hit velocity. And I'll tell you, Skenes had a ton of it. He averaged 99.5 on his fastball yesterday, had 8 Ks, really focused on his fastball. He had, I think, 11 of his 12 whiffs yesterday were on his fastball. He kind of dropped his splinker. He didn't throw a lot of off speed. It was really a one-pitch pitcher. Partly because the Dodgers don't hit velo well. Here's this stat on what they do against 99-mile-an-hour heaters, and Skenes throws a lot faster than that. But I don't know if it was a lack of confidence in his other pitches, if he just didn't feel it, or he just is a game plan, just blow Dodger hitters away. But over and over and over again, he just dominated with his fastball. Thing I loved is there was an electricity about this game on all of social media, pretty much everywhere. And Paul Skenes is like, I don't know, when someone like Ohtani pitched the past couple of years, everybody in the whole social media verse was watching. And I thought that's what made it great. Skenes ended up with 8 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, but the Pirates beat the Dodgers 10-6. And the Allegheny Electric Company dominated the Dodgers this homestand. Both Jared Jones and Paul Skenes. Pretty good outings. I won't touch on James Paxton because he was terrible. Now to the whip around the league. Miles Michaelis had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, helping the Cards defeat the Astros 4-2. He had this painted fastball and curveball. And he outdueled Ronel Blanco, had 2 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs and had these heaters. Jordan Hicks had 7 Ks in 3 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. The Giants down the D-backs 9-3. He had this 98-mile-an-hour fastball. I noticed him dialing up his fastball a little more this game. He had a 99, I believe, as well. He also painted with this 97-mile-an-hour two-seamer, but it was called a ball somehow. Like, come on. It's a perfect pitch. You're going to ball that? But Jordan Hicks' pitch for this game was a sweeper. 6 of his 9 whiffs were on the sweeper.
Nice.
And he also had this splitter. I won't cover Jordan Montgomery because he was awful. The Reds beat the Rockies 12-7. It was Graham Ashcraft versus Dakota Hudson. This was kind of a boring game. Hudson had a couple of nasty sliders. Skip those guys too. Zach Eflin had 3 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 2 runs as the Rays topped the Marlins 5-3. Faced Braxton Garrett, who had 3 Ks in 2 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs. Their main pitches were fastballs this game. Kind of boring. Let's fast forward through that too. Jose Barrios had 2 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs as the Blue Jays beat the Orioles 3-2. Barrios had this filthy slurve, and he faced Albert Suarez, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs and had these cutters. Eric Fetty, yeah, baby, had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these changeups, cutter, and sweeper, and also got a couple of calls by the umpire. He faced Jamison Tyone, who kind of had a stinker yesterday. He had 6 Ks in 5 innings, but gave up 10 hits and 5 runs. But the Cubs still beat the White Sox 7-6. Jose Urena had 6 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run and 1 hit as the Rangers crushed the Tigers 10-1. He had these sliders and actually took a perfect game relatively deep into this, and I was worried that I'd have to feature Jose Urena a whole lot more than this because I don't like him. He faced Kenta Maeda, who left the game early due to abdominal discomfort. I think he had some muscle issues in his throwing side. I hope it didn't mean that he had a poop. That would be a terrible reason to leave the game. But he gave up no runs. It wasn't his fault the Tigers lost. Jose Soriano helped the Angels beat the Padres 3-2. He only had 1 K in 6 innings, giving up 1 earned run, and his K was on a CB Buckner special. Basically, CB is the heir apparent to Angel Hernandez's Throne of Lies. He faced Dylan Cease, who had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, and this 98-mile-an-hour fastball, these sliders and knuckle curve, and I thought his stuff looked good for giving up 3 runs. I mean, he pitched a solid game. Joey Estes was outstanding yesterday with 5 Ks in 6 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit. Took a perfect game into the 7th inning. He had these nasty sliders and sweepers and helped the A's edge the Mariners 2-1. He faced Logan Gilbert, who had 5 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 1 earned run. He had this 98-mile-an-hour paint, causing the Ripper to put Rooker on the eternal IL. Also had these sliders, but his big pitch this game were his splitters. They were disgusting. The Mets crushed the Nats yesterday, 9-1. Luis Severino had 3 Ks in 8 innings, giving up 1 run. His ERA right now is 3.25. Maybe trade bait later on, Will?
Yeah, I'm selling if I'm the Mets. Just burn it down.
I think so too. I think Sevy could help a lot of teams. He had these fastballs and cutter. Patrick Corbin, remember last time I said he had a good game? Next time he's going to have an awful game? Well, he was awful yesterday. He gave up 6 runs in 5 1/3 innings, including 3 home runs. Carlos Rodon led the Yankees to victory over the Twins 9-5. Went 6 innings with 9 Ks.
Nice.
Giving up 2 runs and took a perfect game into the 6th inning. He had these fastballs, including this painted fastball, as well as these sliders and changeup. And he faced Chris Paddock, who had 7 Ks in 4 innings, but gave up 7 runs. Thought his stuff was much better than the 7 runs he gave up. He wasn't terrible. He had these nasty sliders and changeups. Aaron Nola was really good yesterday with 5 Ks and 7 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits and no walks. His ERA now is 2.77. As the Phillies shut down the Brewers 2-0. He had these fastballs and knuckle curves and got this beautiful pitch timer violation. I mean, pure filth. He faced Aaron Ashby in the Battle of the Aarons, and Aaron Ashby had 3 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. Gave up this home run to Nick Castellanos, but otherwise, he pitched really well. Thought his sliders looked good, and despite him looking like crap in the minor leagues, came back and pitched solidly. In probably the best starting pitching outing yesterday, Nick Pivetta had 9 Ks in 7 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit as the Red Sox beat the Braves 9-0. Yay, Will. Woo-hoo, woo. Pivetta had these elevated fastballs, this inadvertent painted fastball. He had this K scream, which I love. I love a fired up Nick Pivetta. He does it pretty regularly. And he also had these wicked sweepers and curveball. He outdueled Spencer Schwellenbach or Rowenbach or Lukenbach or whatever we're going to call him. Got a little Henry Rowan-Gardner issue here.
I'm looking for Henry Rulenfurter. Ravenboozer. Rosenbagger.
He had 4 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 6 runs. He didn't have bad stuff. I mean, look at this home run that Devers hit. Somehow Devers hit a home run off this slider that's below the zone, and he goes oppo with it. Like, what the is this?
There's not many guys that can do this, Ninja, and Rafi is on the short list.
I saw the pitch, and I'm like, hey, great pitch. It's a pop out. It's gone? Crazy. And this wasn't a cheapie either. It was like 360 feet. Not too cheap. He got Ks on this cutter, slider, and changeup. But again, I thought his stuff looked decent despite giving up all those runs. Now into my filthiest relievers. Yunier Cano had this wicked slider and sinker. Ryan Helsley had this slider and curveball. And I love this overlay of his 102-mile-an-hour fastball and an 82-mile-an-hour curveball. 20-mile-an-hour velo difference, and this will mess you up as a hitter. Zach Kelly had this sweeper and 97-mile-an-hour heater. The drunk uncle had this slider. Mark Leiter Jr. had this splitter. Hector Neris had these filthy splitters. Mason Miller had this slider and gave up a home run on a 102-mile-an-hour fastball to Julio Rodriguez. This is the first time all year that anybody has hit a home run on 102 miles an hour or higher, and only the 7th time in the entire StatCast era that this has happened. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, we have Logan Gilbert's splitters. They were filthy. At number 4, Jose Alvarado and these cutters and fastballs, and get absolutely fired up. Love it. At number 3, Paul Skenes' at bat against Shohei Ohtani. At number 2, check this out. We have Aroldis Chapman throwing 104 miles an hour at age 36. I mean, what the
Does Chapman have the best arm of all time? He's been throwing 104 plus for, 16 years at this point?
I got to show this codified tweet, which I think sums it up. I mean, dude has the fastest fastball on every team he's been on. And yes, Will, to answer your question, I've said this for a long time. As a matter of fact, I had a nightmare one time that the Yankees hired me as their pitching coach, and my job was to help Aroldis Chapman throw harder. Like, I love mechanics. I could not figure out one thing I could help him with. Like, not one thing. This dude is the ultimate throwing machine. There's nobody that throws any better than him. Yes, best arm ever. He also had this 102-mile-an-hour fastball that almost hit Ohtani, and Ohtani let out a primal scream on this. Oh, I thought he got hit. Everybody thought he got hit. He's just scared shitless as I would be. It's good to see him being human. He also had to face this 103-mile-an-hour fastball and then a 95-mile-an-hour splitter. And at number 1, we have Randy Rodriguez and this slider to Jock Peterson that hits Peterson in the leg on a full hack. Talk about embarrassing. Ouchtown, population, you, Jock. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. I was watching MLB TV, and I can't help but think this commercial is saying inappropriate stuff.
We don't focus on results. We focus on what leads to results. With Smartsheet supporting our operations, the results will come.
My picks of the day today are a 4-leg parlay. I'm going to take Brian Wu for 6 Ks or more, then take Tanner Houck for 6 Ks or more, add in Walker Buehler for 5 Ks or more, and top it off with Reynaldo Lopez for 5 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?